Curious Expedition 2 has been one of the many games that just simply live on my hard drive. The premise of playing as a 19th century explorer, tasked with discovering the secret of a mysterious set of islands that appear and disappear randomly, takes you back to the age of exploration and discovery. A misnomer, of course, since it was only Europe that had not discovered the lands they were laying claim to. Historical accuracy aside, the game harkens back to an age of adventure, popularized in pulp fiction and later adventure reels, churned out by a still young Hollywood in the early to mid-20th century. It represents an age when everything seemed mysterious and exciting. Now, adding to that sense of wonder and unexplored horizons, we have the second DLC for the game, the Shores of Taishi, adding an even more wondrous land to explore. So while the Shores of Taishi adds new land to explore, crucially, and possibly to its detriment, doesn't add much new story content. The lack of any detailed narrative elements failed to build on the intriguing mystery behind these lands, just what exactly their purpose may be, and why they seem to appear randomly in the world. It's slightly disappointing, as what made the base game so intriguing, and pushed you through some of the more difficult aspects of the gameplay, was this underlying mystery and the drive to solve it. In a sense, that narrative hook unlocked the desire to explore, bringing life to the experience. However, maybe that's the point of this content. The player can simply explore for the sake of exploration, rather than worrying about an end goal, one they may never actually achieve. It also sidesteps any narrative complications around the ethics of this time period, and the real reason Europe was so eager to explore the world. Mechanically, the new Taishi map adds a new element to turn your journey into a bit more of a puzzle-solving exercise. The new island is waterlogged, with small landmasses dotted around it. The only functional way to travel between these is teleporters. Now, some teleporters are multifunctional, in that they can transport you to any number of islands, while others will only allow travel between 2 points. This is the puzzle element, as finding each teleporter requires exploration, and going through it the faith that you'll be teleported to an island that will hopefully give you resources or opportunities to adventure further. As players of the base game will know, rest is important, as you have a sanity meter to manage. The more arduous the terrain, or the longer the periods between rest, the closer your expedition moves towards insanity. This DLC island makes you focus more attention on the sanity meter, and requires a greater degree of planning, as you study the map and determine where to move. Of course, there are also new companions and some new items to aid you on your journey. These new items and companion skills seem to have been tailored towards this map, and less essential elsewhere, but they are welcome, as simply releasing a new map would have felt like a low-effort release. It all ensures exploring these new lands is a little more mechanically interesting and immersive. Talking of immersion, the overall design of the map does draw you in even without a narrative thread. Taishi feels more like a fantastical analogue of the real-world continent, and far more mythical. New enemies, mostly the creatures you encounter, as well as the native inhabitants, all add to this sensation. Previous islands all featured anthropomorphic native inhabitants, and, keeping with that theme, this island has been settled by people you look to have evolved from peacocks. The art style remains consistent, with the same charming pop-up book visuals, while traversal across the maps plays out more like watching a detailed Indiana Jones-style map transition in the movies. While the somewhat disconnected Overlord viewpoint certainly gives you a feeling of playing a board game, it can lead you to view events and encounters a bit more detached from the potential consequences for the crew. At times it can feel like you're just moving pieces on a game board, or rolling some dice. Gripes aside, Curious Expedition 2, The Shores of Taishi, is still an excellent reason for veteran fans of the game to return and explore anew. The new companions are perfect for assisting you with the challenges of navigating this land and its teleporter system. While not adding much new story content is a slight disappointment, the opportunity to continue your adventures into the unknown should be more than enough to reel you back in if you love the base game.